Now available in paperback and Kindle, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Learn how to avoid predatory females like Instagram models and e-girls in their virtual con games with Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Get your copy of Stop Simping in Cyberspace in paperback and Kindle today.
Another slimy guy in the dating scene is the male feminist. Now, your male feminist is a guy who goes out here and tries to agree with feminists in the hopes that she will go out here and honor his covert contract. Now, the covert contract that your male feminist has that the feminist doesn't know about is he believes that if he agrees with everything the feminist says, eventually she will see his value as a man and offer him an opportunity to get some access to that skid mark thong and a taste of that atomic waste. Unfortunately, in a lot of cases, when it comes down to the male feminist, he oftentimes is the guy left with an ashy dick and some extra dry balls. And the reason why your male feminist is left with an ashy dick and extra dry balls is because he's trying to approach a woman sideways, and oftentimes the juice definitely isn't worth the squeeze. Now, your male feminist believes that if he goes out here and kisses this woman's ass, eventually he may get a shot at getting some pussy. But usually what happens to your male feminist is he has to put up with so much shit that he winds up getting absolutely nothing at the end of the day. Now, your male feminist, he's the kind of guy who will sit there and be the cheerleader for a female who basically just sits there and says some of the most disrespectful things to him and believes that this woman is perfectly fine in everything that she's saying. Now, in the mind of the male feminist, she's saying these things about other men and not him. But what he does not understand is that this woman is saying these things, and when she mentions men and patriarchy, she's talking about him too. So this guy, when he goes out here and tries to go out here and bootlick and brown nose her, is basically sending a message to this feminist that she does not need to respect him, and she does not need to respect him because he's so weak that he'll sit there and allow himself to be disrespected, and sits there and believes that being disrespected is all part of a normal relationship. But any healthy man out here, they understand that you can't sit there and allow somebody to disrespect you and believe that this is all normal behavior. No, any smart man is going to understand that pursuing a relationship with a feminist is a lost cause, because if this woman can sit here and say extremely disrespectful things about men straight to my face, then this woman is talking about me too. And that's why the critical thinking man will go out here and ignore the feminist and not even consider her for dating and relationships, because he does not want to have a partner who is argumentative, hostile, and disrespectful towards him, because once you start being on the levels of disrespect, things are only going to get worse, and eventually this woman is going to feel justified in participating in violence or attempting to murder you. So this is something that the male feminist does not understand, because the male feminist is a guy who has extremely low self-esteem, and because he has extremely low self-esteem, he's thinking that he has to settle for this loud, argumentative woman, but he does not need to settle for this if he had any self-esteem or self-confidence. No, he would understand, coming from the back with this, from this position of weakness, this is not going to gain him any favor, and him trying to go out here and be the cheerleader of a woman who has no respect for him is not going to lead to him being able to gain any sort of favor with this woman or gain her attention in any way, shape, or form. No, a man out here understands that a woman, it usually shows her interest in a man within the first 5 seconds of looking at that man. And she will let her intentions be known in your verbal and nonverbal ways within a couple of minutes of seeing that man after making that first 5 seconds of looking at him. So all of that pandering that the male feminist does and all that cheerleading, that gets him nowhere. And all of that trying to do work to support her cause, it gets him nowhere, because that woman already decided that who she was going to be with within the first 5 seconds of looking at him. And usually in the case of these guys who chase the feminist, what happens to them is they oftentimes are not pursuing heterosexual women, and oftentimes these guys wind up with egg on their face when they find out that these women are a part of the alphabet community, and they usually wind up feeling embarrassed because they went out here and did all of this simping, all of this pandering, and they got absolutely nothing at the end of the day but an ashy dick and some extra dry balls. That's what happens to your male feminist. One of the worst manginas you will ever meet. These guys, they sacrifice their intangibles of manhood to try to get the attention of a female who is not, in some cases, even interested in men, and in a lot of cases has a deep-seated hatred of men. And again, this shows how these guys just have no self-esteem, no self-worth, and no confidence, because had these guys just went out here and learned how to go out here and approach women and take rejection, that would be a better use of their time, because these guys think that by supporting this woman is going to make things equal for them, but oftentimes it doesn't equal out at the end of the day, because what happens to these guys is they are the ones who wind up ironically turning into misogynists when the feminist that they're chasing winds up rejecting them, or winds up going out here and showing her interest in one of these alpha guys like a Chad or a Tyrone, which shows how it practically contradicts everything that she says. And these guys will sit there and they'll be the ones talking about how women are B's and H's, but the real wimp in the end of the day is this guy, because he's so busy pandering that he doesn't see that his weak position is the reason why he's losing with women. And again, he's oftentimes looking for that easy way in, and because he's looking for that easy way in with a female, that's the main reason why he's oftentimes out at the end of the day, because he's looking to try to get easy access to the skid mark thong and the atomic waist, but oftentimes he winds up with crap in his face. And that's what happens to the guys out here who are these male feminists. They think that they're supporting a woman in empowerment because they believe that her sexual promiscuity will lead to them getting some easy draws, but at the end of the day, he's the guy, again, with the ashy dick and the extra dry balls. Now, if you want to see me make more men's issues videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to learn more about these kinds of guys, you can pick up my book, Manginas, They Look Like Men, But They Act Like Ladies, or my other books like Stop Simpin', Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, Stop Simpin' in the Workplace, and The Man Crisis on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find these books on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Coming to paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Cancel Vacation. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a social justice social media mob looking to cancel her in this all-new E-Steam series adventure. Pre-order E-Steam Cancel Vacation on Amazon.com today.